What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Silks Auction Reveal stream. I got Squid, Ben, Butters, and Chuck.
What's up? What's up? As you heard, special guest coming in, filling in for Troy. We got the best for you tonight. We got Butters joining in. It's going to be a fun day. How's everyone doing?
What's up, guys?
A lovely day.
Yeah, you know, there's rumors going around that Troy could be shirtless riding a horse right now in the middle of Kentucky. So anyone could go take a picture of that.
Might see
Include
the
this
back
video
shot
of
here
that.
behind Colby.
Come on, Colby.
Butters, what's your prediction?
I think we're gonna have a lot of exciting, a lot of good action here today. I'm ready to see some Bay Phillies.
It's always been the Bay Phillies.
Yeah, it's all yeah.
It's
I'm
always
big
been
on
the,
Bay Phillies. Hopefully we get some high ticket hotties out here. We can all fight over them. That'd be fun.
listen. If the first horse that wins a race reward in Silks is a Bay Philly, you heard it here first.
If it's a Bay Philly, it's not even gonna. There's no. The price is getting scooped right off the guy immediately by me. Anything for the bit.
The auctioneer. Auctioneer's looking great. Colby takes the long road in every week.
And you guys pay him by the hour?
Yeah.
Listen, he gets lost.
There you go.
Uh,
It's kind of ripping though. Come on.
Listen, what happens if it's 10 out of 10 Bay Phillies? We have to give away something if that happens.
It's too valuable.
If it goes 10 for 10 Bay Phillies, we'll give away a Bay Philly at this point.
I like it.
Hey.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Chestnut, not bay.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
Security.
Keen ice. All right, Chuck. I see some
Well,
green arrows.
A lot of green arrows, a lot of
Yep.
action in the first dam. Keen Ice, obviously, his main claim to fame as a racehorse. His main claim to fame was being one of the rare horses that defeated American Pharaoh. As a stallion, he hasn't had a whole lot of action, but he did sire the winner of the little race called the Kentucky Derby last year. So that's always a positive. This horse is the dam is been pretty productive. As you can see, that there's a lot of winners in her pedigree, and they're all recent. That's relatively recent activity. The second dam has a lot of solid top class stake horses, and it's a Kentucky bred chestnut. Unfortunately, not a Bay Filly, but a pretty decent prospect.
Awesome.
I would kick it to Troy, but he's riding a horse shirtless.
Keen ice is directly
Nice.
from Curlin, so
Yes.
Another mastery.
mastery. Yeah, we see mastery like every week.
Precious love. Let's see.
Oh, close. The Bay
Big
Colt. Kentucky bred.
Close.
Yeah, we did get a bay. And the second dam is by horse Chestnut, which was not a bay. Another Kentucky bred by Mastery, as you said, we seem to get one every week. He's actually picked it up lately. He's had more horses that have done well in stake races. His first year he was really slow, but they're getting better as they get older. This one is out of a mare who doesn't have much racing, but the one that did race was a stakes placed horse in Puerto Rico. The second dam, it's got some solid stake horses. Zipessa was a good horse running long on the turf for a long time. The third horse down on the pedigree, Majestic Code, was a horse who did well at Panama. So he was by an American stallion. So he was obviously bought by people and sent down there. But there's a decent amount of pedigree here. But like I said, Masteries have done better as they've gotten older. which doesn't say a lot about the prospects as 2-year-olds, but we got to call them as we see them.
I had to blink twice when I saw that second dam's name.
That's what I like about you, Chuck. You call it like you see it.
Well, that's why I knew you were a star, Ben, the first time I ever spoke to
Hey,
you.
He's a stud.
listen.
He's a stud, literally.
He literally is a stud.
He's a
Vegas
sire.
still hasn't recovered from his
He's
jaunt.
Ben honestly would come up as a teaser. He'd be a teaser, and then one day, they'd be like, maybe he's got something, this kid.
Yeah, I'd fetch a decent penny at OBS, dude. Just have Squid walk me out.
Shepherd
Man.
ride you.
Okay. I think we went one step too far there.
All right, let's go.
Ben gives that.
Oh, you went over, Matt, you went over one, I think. Too many. Nope.
No.
I'm crazy.
Don't doubt the
Sorry.
himself.
Sorry.
Far from over.
Well,
Far from over. Chestnut.
I have to admit that I have no idea who Far From Over is. But this is a state bred. It's California bred. So maybe Ben would be interested in a horse that's going to race out there. But another chestnut. The dam is young. She hasn't produced anything that's run. So it's hard to get much from her. But there is some black type down. If you go down far enough, there's certainly some good horses. Sea Cadet was really a top horse, and interestingly enough, he didn't have a tail. He had like a stub. But California breds run for good money, and if you're interested in a horse that's going to race in California, if you live in California, this might be one you might want to look at.
I think I've asked you this before, but I mean, I guess it's just another good question. Like, how do majority of California horses that are running just stay in California? Do they get moved around later on in their career?
No, the majority of California breds, especially California, because it's so far away from everywhere else.
Yep.
They stay there, and it makes sense because not only do they have restricted races for them, but there's bonuses in California races for California breds. So even if you've won through your conditions, if you run in an open race, there's all kinds of bonuses, and there's breeders' bonuses. A lot of people that breed California breds race them themselves. That's why you don't see a whole lot in the sales. But it's a pretty lucrative program, and they have year-round racing. They have 2 tracks, 2 circuits, I should say, not 2 tracks. There's more than 2 tracks. There's 3 tracks in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
But Northern California races, probably around 3/4 of the year, and in Southern California is a year-round circuit. So there's plenty of races, but you don't see Calbreds outside of California very often. It's pretty rare. They usually will stay home and race out there.
Cool. Well, that's good to know.
All right. Race day. Morning memo.
Race Day was a horse that when he went to stud, I mean, he's a son of Tappet. And he was a good horse. It wasn't as though he wasn't a good horse. He won the Oakland Park Handicap, which is, I think it's a grade 1 race now. And there wasn't a whole lot of expectation as he went to stud at a low fee, I think 5,000. But he has done really well and had a lot of good horses, including White Abario, who won the Florida Derby last year and was one of the favorites in the Derby. He didn't do so great in the Derby, but race days have proven to be pretty good horses, and they race. They make the races. They race a lot. They're sturdy, which is always a good thing. This one in particular, again, it's by a young dam, so we just don't have much, much of a line on her because this horse is, the brothers and sisters haven't done anything because they haven't made it to the races. But the second dam is a very, very good horse. Memoret was a really top filly out in California, and it's a pretty good pedigree. But again, it's a Bay filly, by the way.
I was gonna say, yeah, Butters.
But race days are good.
Ah.
They're not flashy, but like I said, they make the races and they race a lot. And he's really exceeded his expectations as a stallion. And those kind of stallions, they usually keep on and have good careers because they get really soft mares in the beginning, and the mares start getting better, and they usually start producing better.
Race day, Bay Philly. Oh baby. This one looks a little nice.
It's another Bay Philly.
Well,
Yeah.
we do have
Let's go.
to run on Bay fillies.
Into mischief.
Maximum Mischief is a son of Into Mischief. He was a good young horse as a 2 and 3 year old. This particular horse has a very, very strong second dam, Casanova Junction, who is a half sister to some really, really good horses. Dance Teacher is a grade 1 winner. Gold Mover was a grade 2 winner, and a Lunar Mover who's been the dam of a lot of good horses. I mean, there's plenty of pedigree. We don't even see a third dam because there's so much black type in the second dam. But this is a pretty good horse, and the jury's still out of Maximum Mischief if he's going to be a good stallion or not. But he's by Into Mischief, and everything that Into Mischief touches turns to gold. So there's that.
Looks like 37K RNA for this one. Got a picture. Hey. All right, Noble Bird. Looks like we got a name on this one too.
Adios, Davy. Noble Bird was a solid, hard-knocking horse. Better as an older horse than a young horse, but that's kind of the trait of his sire, Birdstone, who was also a better horse as he got older. Birdstone was known for knocking off Smarty Jones in the Belmont Stakes. The year Smarty Jones was going for the Triple Crown, and it was one of the strangest atmospheres at a racetrack ever, because when Smarty Jones moved to the top of the stretch and the place was just jam packed, and people just were going nuts. And then as Birdstone passed them late in the stretch, the whole place went silent, except for the 12 people who were rooting for Birdstone. It was one of the more surreal surroundings I've ever been. If you see like 75,000 people just going silent at once, realizing, shit, we're not going to see the Triple Crown. This freaking horse Birdstone's beating us. But Noble Bird was a good, solid, hard knocking horse. Again, it's tough to tell because he hasn't had many runners yet. This dam is again, seems like it's what we're getting today is all unraced or young dams. This is a Florida bred and it is eligible to the Sunshine Million Stakes and the Breeders' Cup, which is always good when you see a horse that's not by a big time stallion that has is out of a regional program that they spent the money to nominate to the Breeders' Cup. That's usually a positive sign because you get a little bit of time, and if you don't like the fold, and you generally won't spend the extra money. But like I said, the jury's still out on Noble Bird, and she is a Thoroughbred, or I should say he is a colt.
All right, honor code. Another fit. So week of the Phillies.
Philly.
Yeah, got a Dark Bay filly. This horse is by Honor Code. Honor Code was a really good racehorse, actually. and he's been a pretty good stallion. They really don't want to go short; they want to go longer, which is kind of like what he wanted to be. This dam is another young dam. She's had a couple winners, no stakes placed horses yet. The second dam produced some fast horses. The third dam has a really good horse. Come Dancing was a really top sprinter on the New York circuit a couple years ago. So there's quite a bit of pedigree in this dam. And even if you go to the fourth dam, you can see way down there in the bottom, Essential Quality, who was champion 3-year-old and champion 2-year-old the last few years, who's gone to stud. I believe he stands for 75,000. So his first babies will be born this year, and he's a horse that there's a lot of high hopes for as a stallion. So that is a horse in the pedigree, and then you see even above him Contrail, who was like a legendary Japanese horse. So there's plenty of female family here, and Honor Code has been a good stallion. He's got a lot of good horses, and most of them want to go long. They want to go long on the dirt, and to be honest, that's where the money is in thoroughbred racing in this country. Most of the big races are longer races on the dirt, and the Derby, the Triple Crown races, most of the Breeders' Cup races, those are the kind of races that the biggest. Those are the top of the pyramid. So, and Honor Codes, that's what they do.
Awesome. Lost count on. Another Maximus Mischief.
We're doubling up on the Maximus.
Yeah.
Bay Philly.
Hey, woo! That's a weird name.
This filly does not have a whole lot of pedigree in her first two dams, yet she was a $75,000 purchase, which I believe is 10 times what the stallion stood for, which is always a good sign. You like to see people willing to spend money on horses that obviously have a good physical presence, because generally horses that stand for 5,000, 7,500, they usually average 20,000, 15,000, 17,000. They don't usually get horses, people spending that kind of money. So this really obviously has a good look to her, and she does have a little bit of pedigree in the third dam. There's some really good horses as well. A couple New York stake winners. But 75,000 for a Maximus Mischief is probably one of the most expensive Maximum Mischief yearlings that was sold. So I don't have the numbers exactly right in front of me, but she is a half sister to Classic Salsa, who, if you see on the line, Classic Salsa made almost $400,000 with 12 wins. So that's always a positive. You like horses that race a lot and that win a lot.
Twirling Candy.
Wow, this horse has got a tremendous female family. Weekend Surprise is one of the all-time great broodmares of the last 50, 75 years. If you look at her produce record, she is the dam of AP Indy, who was probably a top 10 stallion in my lifetime, and I'm old, so he was a great horse of the year, won the Breeders' Cup, won the Belmont. He probably would have won the Derby that year, but he was scratched morning of the race because he had an abscess in his foot, which probably prevented him from winning the Derby. Obviously, you never do know, but he was clearly the best 3-year-old that year. wound up winning Horse of the Year as a 3-year-old. Summer Squall won the Preakness Hopeful. He was second in a bunch of big races. He was a stallion for a long time, a good stallion. Weekend at Seattle was a producer of the Travers winner. Honor Grades was a stallion. I mean, there's just a tremendous amount of pedigree. When you see Weekend Surprise in the pedigree, you have a grade 1 type pedigree. And this damn Stormy Welcome has already produced a stakes place horse. Welcoming, who was oddly enough a turf horse, and most of these horses are dirt horses in this pedigree. But Twirling Candy's a very good stallion. He gets a lot of good horses, and he gets all kinds of horses. He gets fillies, he gets colts, he gets turf horses, he gets dirt horses. They go a distance, they can sprint. So he's a really solid stallion, and this is a really good filly. I mean, like I said, that pedigree is excellent.
All right. The last one. Omaha Beach.
Save the best for last. It seems like Omaha Beach is a really touted stallion. A lot of people like Omaha Beach as a stallion. His first runners will be running this year, so I would expect that he'll have quite a few early runners too. The word I've gotten is that a lot of them look fast. They're horses that are mature and should be ready to run early in this season. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple Omaha Beaches race at Keeneland next month. This particular horse is out of a good mare. Papa Cop was a really good horse. Mark Cassie trained him, and he put him in literally every month. He raced against the best horses, the best 3-year-olds out there last year. And he didn't win many races, but as you can see, his record, he was second and third all the time. And just never got that one race where he broke through and won, but he was a really good horse who earned a ton of money. And that horse, the second horse underneath Papa Cap, Boppy O, is a stakes winner now on the turf, who just ran at Gulfstream the other day in a stake race. But there's tons of black type, and it's this is a very, very strong pedigree, especially for a Florida bred. Omaha Beach stands in Kentucky. I think he stands for 35 or 40,000. So you have a Kentucky stallion, but you're gonna get to run in the Florida bred program, which is a huge benefit, especially with a pedigree like this. Most Florida breds don't have this kind of black type and aren't half brothers to graded stake winners. But this is a very, very solid horse, and I mean, this one would be highly recommended.
What a way to close it out.
If it's recommended by Chuck, that's all we need.
Yeah, definitely an interesting group this week. Like always, we'll be getting out the catalog and all the information to everyone. We'll review everything, see if we're going to put one up for a reverse auction. So, let's get to work and start picking some horses. And good luck to everyone at the auction.
Yeah, man, and we got a couple of weeks. We're going to have some runners soon.
Yep.
Can't wait to see that first day. See who's in there and see some of the new stallions like Omaha Beach, and it's always an exciting time seeing the new horses race.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun from middle of April.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right, thank you for everyone joining.
See you guys next week.
All right, guys. You got.